what's up? It's Joshua. So, like, I've been seeing a lot of this stuff. It's like, is the third temple is being prepared? The third temple's. I'm the third temple. I'm Jerusalem. No, you're not. Just Jesus. First of all right. Zechariah. Like, let's go to the prophecy of Zechariah, the one that you guys get wrong. First of all, Jesus says, "I'm the vine, and you are the branches." But in Zechariah, God says, "I'm sending my servant the branch." Right? In a vine, a branch would be like a physical, like a plant, but it's not a branch. It's not a branch. It's a branch of water, like Brainerd's branch, a branch of water that flows off. How do you know that? Because I read Ezekiel. Plus, it's when he says he first of all, you guys can't be the branches because the branch is Joshua. Unless everybody in the world's every Christian's named Joshua. And it can't be Jesus because his name is Jesus and he says he's divine. My name is Josh. Right? And God says in Zechariah 3, he says, God who chooses Jerusalem, who chooses Joshua. Why does he say that? Why does he say who chooses Jerusalem? Because I'm Jerusalem. He calls me a female all the time, and Jerusalem's referred to as a female. So God in the relationship of me and God considers me the female. It's weird, but because the Spirit of God rests upon me, and what God wants to create comes out through me. So God's creating. I'm the woman in the me and God relationship. Jerusalem's considered a female. The God who chooses, I choose Joshua, the God who chooses Jerusalem. Saying Joshua is Jerusalem. Why does he say that? Because Isaiah, the Spirit of God rests upon me. Where does the Spirit of God rest? In Jerusalem, in Joshua. Right? Is this not a brand plucked out of the fire? That's where that mark of the beast stuff comes and all that, because they're like, a brand is a mark, but it's referring, like, okay, it's referring to my elemental signs. So I was conceived in Pisces, which is a water sign, right? A branch of water. That's when God conceived me. I'm sending my servant the branch because that's when I was conceived. That's when my actual birth is when God conceives me. In Pisces, water, which forms a triangle this way, right? I'm born in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, right? Which also means rainbow in Hebrew. Its elemental sign is a triangle this way. You put them together, they form the Star of David, right? Sagittarius is a fire sign. Is this not a brand plucked from the fire? I'm sending the branch. Joshua, right? It's a branch of water. I'm Jerusalem. I'm New Jerusalem. That's where they came up with that, because they were like sitting there going through and they kind of had it right, but that's why Jesus was like, oh, that's how they made up Revelations and all that. But they don't know what they're talking about. That's where the mark of the beast comes from, because what they're reiterating to is like what God says is evil. You guys should really like go and like look at that Zacharias. But Jesus says, "I am the vine." That's Dionysus, the lamb. That's Dionysus, the Greek god. I am the vine. God says He's sending the branch. So Jesus can't be of the one true God. He's not Christo. There's no Christian Judaism. It's made up, or Satan. There's your proof right there. Even if you want to take me out of it and be like, well, you don't know that. Well, Jesus isn't either in Christianity. He's made up. But I know for a fact